Welcome to Bikini Bottom Radio. Yeah.
Welcome to Bikini Bottom Radio. I'm Jenny.
I'm Robert.
I'm Anthony.
And you know that this is the 30th time we've restarted this episode.
Yeah.
Stop being dramatic. It's only the 28th.
Yeah, that's fair.
Come on. You're like Gary in this episode where he has to like.
Oh
him
yeah,
how many times.
he's got a.
Twice.
This is the 37th. 38th time that we restarted the episode. Hey guys, welcome to Bikini Bottom Radio. We're back with a vengeance. We're back with a light dislike of things going on, but not really, because this is a good episode. We watched. They are. We watched Boating School, which is a great episode.
Great, classic, all time.
I feel every time I talk about, like what Jenny said, they're all good episodes. I feel like that dog rating account
where it's they're all over 10.
No, they're all at like 5 or like 6 out of 5. Good boy, or it might be out of 10.
Yeah, it's like 13 out of 10.
Do you remember
Great
the time
boy.
That guy got really mad at them?
It was like they're all good dogs, Brent.
So that's my favorite internet thing.
That guy that he tweeted at made merch of that tweet.
How could you not?
I know, right? Like, that's capitalizing. So this boating school. This is SpongeBob attempting to get his driver's license for
his
the
boating
30th
license.
time.
Yeah.
The first episode we meet Mrs. Puff, and also the first episode where we hear my leg.
Yeah, I thought for some reason it happened before, but Jenny looked it up in the middle, and damn, that's history right there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is a big episode. Also, I want to say the lady who, because I've looked this up before, the lady who voices Mrs. Puff is just a nice old lady. Like, everyone on the show is voiced by like voice actors and stuff, and I don't know if she even does other voice work.
I think she does.
Hey, maybe she does, but she's just like this nice old lady. I'm like, of course she voices Mrs. Puff. Like, if you detract that voice, that's the little old lady who, it's kind of like Tree Trunks from Adventure Time.
Tree Trunks is terrifying, and we do not speak of her.
She's 80 years old.
The lady who voices
She's still alive.
Why, I hope so. There's so many episodes.
She was
Wow.
Broadway production of Hello Dolly.
Oh,
and a
wow.
housekeeper on Different Strokes. So she's in stuff.
Oh wow.
What character she played in Helen Dolly? Does it say?
No.
Okay.
Oh, Ernestina?
I don't know.
Do you know anyone from Hello Dolly?
I know Barbara Streisand's in the movie version.
But who's a character?
Dolly, I think.
Do you know anyone aside from the title character?
Hello Dolly is the movie used to great effect in the movie WALL-E. So that's all I know about Hello Dolly. I know the like 2 songs they're good songs, but anyway. Oof, big oof. I'm bad at this. SpongeBob has a giant calendar.
Yeah,
that we've
huge
seen.
calendar.
We see that multiple times in the
Shoots
series,
himself
right?
at.
Is it huge or is it normal size and he's just really small?
Ooh,
Maybe it just fell from the surface.
That's a
Yeah.
good question. It
It's
might
just
be
a normal sized one, yeah. But then he's got a trapdoor underneath
Yeah.
it.
It's funny. I was watching him laying on the floor. I'm like, I pointed out to Anthony as I was like, "Hey, why does he have like a square and then it opens up to be a trap door underneath him?" SpongeBob seems like the kind of guy who rides a unicycle. Just putting that out there
And it doesn't touch the ground.
because it's a paddle.
Floats.
Their
It
bikes
floats.
don't do that
Yeah.
because we see that in the
Right,
jellyfishing
yeah.
episode.
Because sometimes physics is alive in Bikini Bottom and sometimes...
Whoever wrote this letter
It's
clearly
not.
does not understand the physics of putting ink underwater. Throws it into the fire.
yeah,
Let's
exactly.
see. There's a lot of odd angles on SpongeBob, like people looking down on him, like
Constantly.
Again, pointing out that he's small.
Small
Just
boy.
saying.
he's small.
Conspiracy, it's all coming together. He's a tiny boy.
I just got my boating license.
Hey, I doubt it. Oh, no, what did he say? He was
You
like,
ruined it.
Damn it.
No, I was like, I'm Or,
You're the
Hey.
guy.
hey, I just got my boating license.
Oh, great. I'm about to get mine.
Hey, I doubt it.
That's so great.
That shade was not
That's
necessary.
Plankton's voice, by the way. For
Oh, is it
sure.
really?
I mean,
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
No, of course. It
But,
sounds
like,
like Plankton.
I love how that single line, like, sets up so much about, like, you okay, buddy?
He's also the my leg guy.
Do you know what Mrs. Puff's first name is?
The lady who voices, or
No.
Mrs. Puff,
Yeah,
the character. What's her first name?
Eugene.
Poppy.
Oh.
Poppy Puff. What about Mr. Puff? She doesn't like to talk about it.
Not talking about this or this.
We're talking about this.
Okay.
We'll get to that episode,
We'll
but that's
get
a
there.
really good episode.
That is a great episode.
Says about every
Are we
episode.
going out for a walk?
She's just laying there on the bed.
Is that a meme? I doubt it. I know we said it should be a meme if it's not.
I'm pretty sure it is.
But we do know a meme that appears 2 seconds later is when SpongeBob's like jumping around super excited and Mrs. Puff is just
Staring
Like-
not longingly, but
anxiously
forlorn.
like, oh no.
This is gonna happen.
Um,
This poor woman, she's a saint.
I know, right?
She has to deal with him
She-
freaking breaking so much stuff.
He sends her to the hospital, and she literally comes out of the ambulance and right back into the boat.
It's
to test
like-
him
she's still got the
again.
helmet on.
Let's go visit. Or what did he say at the very end? It's like, we've got someone to visit in the hospital.
Just leave this poor woman
I
alone.
know, right?
Leave her
Also-
alone.
Just you hear the ambulance door close, and she just screams.
There's a point. There's a point in the episode after after SpongeBob takes the oral test, and there's like a little like baseball like organ like dun 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 dun. If you know where we can get the audio of that, if you can find it, we want to use that in the podcast as like dumb music whenever
Yeah.
there's a like.
Something,
Instead of
like,
us making really
lackluster.
bad, like being like, oh, we've got a fun fact. Fun fact. Like, no, we don't. We want to put that in later. So if you can find the audio of that, send it to us at Bikini Bottom Radio. No, BikiniBottomRadio@gmail.com.
Yes.
Also, yeah, just 2 seatbelts and a helmet. Like, oof. That poor woman. 1924.
I
You found
have the most useless trivia. We're starting this right from the last episode. Most
Oh
useless
yeah,
piece of
every
trivia.
episode we will find the most useless piece of trivia on the SpongeBob wiki page for each episode we watch.
What is it?
For me, it's the assistance Patrick gives to SpongeBob throughout the boating exam is done by radio communication, almost like how assistance is given out to race car drivers.
I mean,
Like it's probably like a lot of things that happened, but
he's a spotter.
he's just
Yeah, like
I
Which
think I
is-
have one that's more useless.
Oh, God.
hello.
Oh.
I don't have
This
a horse in
episode
this race.
premiered in Canada on March
Oh,
25th,
yeah.
2000.
That is
Thank
a
you.
remarkably
That is
much
way
more
Okay.
because that's not trivia. That's just a fact.
Yeah.
That's something you put in the air date section of the wiki.
right. That is a whole section of the wiki.
There's a
and they just
section.
shoved it down
There's
there.
a section
Oh.
delegated for when things are aired on like Wikipedia for
And-
stuff
and
and
is
just
it-
wikis. Like what are you
Is
doing?
it a special day or something? It's just a day.
Look up March 25th on just regular Wikipedia. It'll tell you if it's a holiday in Canada. But I'm
And
gonna
if it
guess
is Canada.
not.
Get your life together. Okay. I'm kidding. Cut that out. I love
1924.
What would you think he was answering then?
I don't. Is that not?
When's the Model
How
T
is that not a
released?
trivia? How is trivia not like the answer to that the question asked for that was most likely
The Model
proper.
T was released in 1908, so what the heck was he talking about?
I think it was just a,
Look
I-
up Cars 1924.
I think it was just a silly non sequitur.
It's
Yeah.
a funny.
They added in because it's like, oh, he's done this so many times, he can just say all the stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
They really
Hey-
like 24 because
Yeah. Hey, Jenny. What's funnier than 1924?
1925.
Also, just I think they are kind of making fun of NASCAR stuff here, actually, because they have like a whole viewing gallery
That's true.
with like a logo on the front of half shell.
yeah,
Is I don't know. I mean, that's like how you eat oysters, right? On half shell, isn't that like how they're served?
oysters
thought
on a
it was-
half shell.
I thought it was like a gas gag or something.
It might be.
Like shell gas or something,
Half
but
shell.
like half shell.
There's a lot in there.
That probably works for both then.
Because there's like ads
Yeah.
and stuff.
So
all
I mean,
over
hey,
that
maybe they
stuff.
are doing a NASCAR bit then. I mean,
With the spotting.
maybe you didn't have the most useless piece.
No,
of
she
trivia. We know for
definitely did,
sure.
regardless.
I'm saying maybe that
Canada
trivia.
premiere date.
What I'm saying is maybe that trivia wasn't as useless as we thought it
Who
was.
knows?
Let's see. Mrs. Puff's deep voice.
SpongeBob.
Let's try it all at the same time. Why, SpongeBob? Why? You guys like that, right? Write in. Tell us if you did.
Just a bunch of no's. Resounding no from the audience.
Wow. We got pulled from iTunes
Weird.
somehow.
They can't say no, they have to say why. Bikini Bottom Radio, why?
I love it. I love you.
Aw, gross.
Cute, dude.
I love you too.
What, oh, more brow furrows when he's like laying angrily in bed the next night.
Yeah, what
is
I
going
like
on
their
here?
brows. I don't know.
You pointed out that Gary's rocking them Tims, those Doc Martens.
He's got the Doc Martens on, big old shoes.
Also, why is Patrick obsessed with putting on SpongeBob's clothes?
Because he puts them on as a gag.
He ruins like all of his clothes.
To try and cheer him up.
He boot too big for him god feet. You ever seen that?
That's my favorite, one of my favorite subreddits. Top 3 subreddits: Boot Too Big, Starter Packs.
You're cute. No,
Huh?
I bleach.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I bleach.
I bleach is a good
Yeah,
one.
you're right. Thank you.
Yeah, you
Reddit
need that.
50-50.
Jenny
No, I'm
knows.
just kidding.
Jenny knows
Oh,
almost
God.
nothing
Don't
about
do that.
Reddit. The fact that one of the ones she knows is I bleach says
I
something.
know 2 subreddits. I bleach and Reddit 50-50.
And you need.
And those
you
two
need
kind of
one
go
for the
hand in hand.
other.
Yeah, guys, don't go there.
Just bleep that out. I don't
nice-
want anyone to know about that.
That's fine. I'll cut it out.
Man, SpongeBob's got a nice library in his house.
Yeah, he's got a
Like a
lush
dope
library.
reading
That's
room.
A dope library.
Did
I
they
want
ever
that
show that
library.
again?
Yeah, it comes back up. It's where the Ugly Barnacle story is told.
Oh, you're
It's
right.
where he plays dramatic. Oh no, that's the same episode.
Also,
But
in the first episode when he has his clam, he keeps his clam in his library.
Yes.
From that point on.
Yeah.
Just.
I didn't know it even showed up after that.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick is. This is the smartest thing Patrick has done, by the way. This plan is the I'm gonna put it out there. Maybe I'll be proven wrong, but I'm gonna gamble that is the smartest thing that Patrick has ever done in the series.
What are you gambling?
Oh,
Are you a gambling man?
Jane. I don't know. Jane. It has to be between Jane and I. We've already got a bet going.
No.
What's the bet?
Anthony and I have a bet on whether the Sonic
$50.
a $50 bet on whether the upcoming
the
Sonic the
Sonic
Hedgehog
movie
movie
is
is going to be good. Because Anthony thinks it's going to be good,
But
and
that-
I know it's going to be
Good
bad.
in a good way, because
But
it
that's
could be
really subjective.
no, but it can be a good movie in a bad way. Like it could be like a
Okay.
train wreck,
Okay,
and
we-
still be great for me.
Like
but like, am I?
Aquaman.
Huh?
Like Aquaman.
Right, but my definition for this bet is it's actually a good movie, and I'm
yeah,
gonna
that
buy
was the
that.
that was
you
the
should-
definition set. If it's good, like Rampage was good, then he doesn't win.
and he wins. Yes,
But you
and-
should have some sort of like, it has a certain percentage on it.
Rotten
Like you should
Tomatoes or
have a
something.
way because you
Oh,
could
God.
still argue.
so
no,
Rampage
it
was
good, it
50%.
bad.
I'm gonna say
70% or more.
That's
I think
That's up there.
No, yeah, a C minus. If
Like a C
if
minus.
Si- no,
movie.
yeah, no, that's a passing. I'm
Yeah.
saying.
no,
I'm
not
agreeing.
if you're taking it pass no pass. You have to get a full C if you want it to be pass no pass.
Then you want to go 70.
75%?
I'll go easy on you. I'll say
74.5%.
73.
73%.
If this
We're
movie
putting
gets a
this-
73% on Rotten Tomatoes, live stream from the theater, you will all know first. Then I owe Anthony $50 American.
But when
And
Smackaroos.
when it inevitably isn't,
Whoa, those are fighting words.
hey man, I only
We
use
have
fighting
John
words.
Ralphio as Sonic, and
Okay, I'm gonna list a cast, and I want you to tell me if the cast of this movie was good. You've got let's see, you've got Peter Dinklage, you've got Maya Rudolph, you've got Josh Gad, you've got the dude from Kenny Powers from whatever.
That's an amazing cast.
You've got what's the main
God,
guy
where's this
is
going?
the dude who's married to Olivia Wilde.
I don't know.
I don't know, the guy who got poisoned by salmon on 30 Rock.
Oh yeah, I know him.
This is
He was on
he
30
was in
Rock,
Horrible-
guys.
Riveting.
He was in Horrible
the cast
Bosses.
of the Angry Birds movie, by the way.
Oh,
Okay,
damn it,
Angry
Robert.
Birds was a good movie.
Wait,
That-
but
that-
let's look at the Rotten Tomato score of Angry Birds
Also-
movie.
After
when-
this, we'll get back to the
also,
episode.
when are you going to take the Rotten Tomatoes score? Because like before it comes
Okay,
out,
43%.
when it comes
Alright,
out,
fair enough.
after it comes out, it changes.
What's the average for like an animated movie on Rotten Tomatoes? Because like
Okay, so
'cause,
top
like
tier is,
horror
like-
movies get on Rotten Tomatoes,
But they're fun.
and they're great.
Okay.
like even a good movie
Here's
gets
what we'll
on
do.
50%.
Here's what we'll do. So we have to use other animated movies as a benchmark. Spider-Verse had 100% on Rotten Tomatoes before it came out. So that is like the
Okay.
gold standard, okay?
What's like an alright animated movie that was still good?
Emoji Movie.
No, that's
No,
a bad
alright.
First one popped in my head.
Alright
I don't know.
movie.
That's a bad movie. Oh, what did the Emoji Movie get then? And it's a half animated movie. No, we should look at like movies.
7%.
Holy sh!
I
Oops,
thought
excuse
it
me.
was a good movie.
What
Okay.
about like The Good Dinosaur?
No. Actually, this is the wrong category because this is animation into life. We need to be looking at Yogi Bear, the Smurfs.
Yogi Bear.
What did Yogi Bear get on Rotten Tomatoes? And I'm not denying that these movies aren't successful.
13%.
They routinely make bank. These movies make a lot of money, which is sad, but it's there's a reason they're making... I'm not denying that this movie is not going to make money, but because there's a reason that studios make these movies. For some reason, people love it. What? How much did the Smurf movie have on Rotten Tomatoes? The first one with Neil Patrick Harris.
22.
Oh my god.
Bro, the ball is not in your court at all. It's not looking good in your corner.
You gonna die.
I'm losing 50
You gonna
bucks.
die.
You're gonna buy us nice dinner. Thank you.
I was gonna
I
say,
appreciate
you know,
it.
it's weird your head was there because I was about to be like, I'll treat us all to Wingstop afterwards, but no, I'm gonna take Jenny to a nice dinner with this money.
Yeah,
Oh,
he is.
wow.
He's taking me to Thai food in an arcade.
Ooh,
That's
that
how
sounds
we
good.
roll, y'all.
Actually, we should do an episode up there then. And anyway, this is so off topic. Howdy, he puts on a cowboy hat. That's my next note.
You just put howdy.
Yeah, because you said howdy when he put on the.
Howdy, man.
And then I quoted the one thing about Supernatural that I know. He's like, "You've yeed your last ha."
Did they really say that?
Why? That's just a meme like text I've seen. Like someone said it in the show at some point.
Oh, okay.
I saw the Supernatural guys at Comic-Con in person. Like from me to you, they walked past me. You know that people are handsome. Like on TV, like, oh, that person's a good-looking person. But when you see an actual, like, really handsome person, that close to you, I'm like, man, that person is unfairly handsome. Both of them were unfairly handsome.
Yeah.
We should put a thing where they can vote who's gonna win.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a sleeper hit.
I don't think
Nah.
It's gonna be a
Nah,
sleeper
man.
so. So
hit.
Yogi Bear was a
Nah.
sleeper hit.
But Yogi Bear was bad.
And so will the
I'm trying
Sonic...
to find like a movie that was like animated that's also
Roger
just, like,
Rabbit
okay.
is the one.
No, that was like okay.
Okay, well, that's the good
Paddington
benchmark
Bear.
then. Roger Rabbit is the good one. That's our
But
benchmark.
That
for...
was a different.
But Roger
that was
Rabbit
a
wasn't on
different
Rotten
era.
Tomatoes. Yeah. And
No,
That was-
well, it's on Rotten Tomatoes now.
That was a different era, though.
yeah, but I mean, it'll be people that like it.
But it's
held
held
up.
and yeah.
I'm saying find a movie that's like okay, it's just a baseline movie, like a baseline anime movie, not good, not bad, and then figure out what that would be. What's a not good, not bad anime
We're gonna have to do
movie?
some independent research on this.
Yeah, I don't know what that would be.
No,
I
wait,
don't-
this is
Because
about
none
me.
exist. This
Yeah.
could be the first one, but we're banking on it hitting 73.
What about that Wonder Park movie that just came out?
That's fully animated, though.
Yeah, Who Framed
Oh.
Roger Rabbit has a 97.
Yeah,
But, like,
dude, come on.
Again.
There's a huge difference in the
That's
real
what I'm
life
saying. It's like
movies.
horror. Horror on Rotten Tomatoes either gets a 0%.
Look.
Okay, how about Peter Rabbit? I think that one did okay.
Oh, good point.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
It got a 64.
64. 60. Give me 65.
I will give you
No, $50, Robert.
no,
Give
no,
me
no,
70.
no, no. I'm not saying the. I'm saying the time frame.
Okay.
I'm fine with 64 because I have confidence that it's not
Okay.
going to reach 64.
Robert.
I will. What? What?
She really wants this $50.
Okay, $70, 70%.
70.
Okay, but I will give you a week
A week?
of it being
can
released
fluctuate.
because it will have the Rotten Tomatoes score before, and then it has the mass score that hits
Okay.
after.
All right.
Christopher Robin got 72.
That was also an okay movie.
Okay, so those
So
are
70 is about
so
the
70
average.
is a good
Yeah.
average then. Oh boy, this has just got so much more real for you, I think.
me.
Anyway,
Anyway,
Really hope
there's not much that we
69.
can talk about this
Funny.
more.
Jenny,
Sorry, what?
do
You
another.
have a story,
Me?
right?
Well, hold up. First, I do want to bring up
Okay.
how he just put on a cowboy hat, and when he did that, Anthony said howdy. And it was really funny to me in the room.
This is my first thought, I guess.
You've yeed your last haw.
Yee.
I don't watch Supernatural, but I do love that meme. So it's silly. It's a funny line.
Also, this doesn't have anything to do with that, but the part where they're just like, act natural, and he starts eating grass.
So good.
It's
I didn't understand that
so
as a
silly.
kid.
I don't even. It's.
Like as an adult, I was like, "What? Oh, he's acting like
was,
a cow."
He was dressed as a cowboy, and now he's a cow.
Ha 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 ha.
Okay.
Oh, he wears them lucky undergarments. That was really funny to seeing him stand up. Like not even like seeing him stand up. Take it like it's just smash cut to him static in
Yeah.
the thing with it like hands on his hips, looking super proud, wearing his lucky undergarments.
And then the next shot is just him without, like, back into normal clothes again.
It's so good.
Also, Miss Puff literally inflates like an airbag, and she's literally a driving teacher.
Oh,
why are you so good at
my gosh.
I went to college.
This is the second time you blown
I went to
my mind.
college. Let's see.
Just
Oh,
saying.
he uses his big toe, which I think anybody who has seen this episode... I had my roommate in college was like... I was watching this episode, and he was like, do you ever do that while you're, like, when you were learning? I'm like, I still do it. Like, you big toe. Like, it's like, I gotta go fast, but I don't want to, like... I'm not gonna floor it.
Just, like, smashes out of his
But
his toe.
we've all done that, right? We agreed on it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
true story. I actually just drove down from LA with Robert to San Diego, and I always make him hold my shoes when I'm driving for longer than like 20 minutes. I'm like, hold my shoes, because I like to drive barefoot so I can really feel it with my toes. Thanks to
Big
SpongeBob.
toe.
With my big toe. No, you have to use some, like a couple of them when you're on the freeway. It takes about 2 to 3 toes.
3 toes.
That's fair. He was on a regular driving course.
Speaking of true stories,
Oh,
Yeah,
yes, there you
so
go.
yeah,
Nice segue.
the driving
I have a
course
story.
is... Yeah, so,
Robert, I have a story.
Dang it.
So, every year,
Shoot. Okay.
Robert and I go to the OC Fair.
Orange County Fair, for those out of state.
Yes, Orange County Fair. And last year when we went, we were leaving kind of late, and there's only like one way to exit, and it's like blocked off with a bunch of cones, like
And
how to exit.
On the way to the car, I think it's important we include
Oh,
this
yes, I
tidbit.
forgot this. On the way to the car, Robert saw a
lone parking cone.
like, I want to take it, and he tried to put it in the car, and I was like, no, leave it. Like, we don't need a cone. So
And like it's stealing, and I'm like, I'm not in college anymore. What am I gonna do? Decorate my dorm with this? Like,
So
because
he-
I had a neighbor who did that, and I was like, oh, I want that, and I'm like, oh wait, I'm 22 now. Do I need this?
So he put it down, and we walked away, and we walked in the car, and we drove. And as we're driving, just exiting through all of these cones, there's just a lone cone in the middle of where we're exiting. And since everything's blocked off by cones, there's no way to go around.
There's like a bunch of cones separating lanes, and there was
Yeah. And there's people behind us, so we couldn't like stop and get out, like, 'cause, you know, we were holding up traffic. So he was like, do you think I could just drive over it? And I was like, I don't know.
I was
man.
like, I'm in a car versus a cone, which is made of plastic. I'm fine. Me and my 05 Camry are A-okay.
So he drives over this cone, and I'm like, did it go through? And we look, and we don't see it. So we're just
And I'm like, it's fine.
We're just like, okay, it's fine. So we go and we go out into the street, and we drive maybe half a block,
Getting
and then,
towards the freeway exit.
and then just hear go 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 go.
A very scary noise that your car should not make.
So he pulls over on the side of the road and gets out, and it's just stuck, wedged
in the fender.
underneath
not
the
in the
car.
fender, like under the car.
Under the car.
In the middle of the underneath the car. And I try and reach out. I try and like pull it out. There's cars zipping by me because we're on the side of the road and I can't reach it from the side with the sidewalk.
There's
and I'm
no
like,
way to get it.
there's nothing I can do.
So we're like, okay, let's drive around, and we pull back into like, it's like a pickup, like a
For
loading
Ubers?
unloading zone where the fair is. So we drive around and we pull in there.
And I'm driving super slow
And-
at this point.
And
'Cause
as he, you know, a car comes in behind us, and as he's driving, just we hear thunk, and we look back, and just a cone is slowly unraveling and popping itself up behind the car. And then the other car behind us drove over it.
Well, because I was like, before that, there was a split second, I looked at Jenny and I asked her, should I stop and pick that
And
cone
then
up?
that problem instantly fixed itself.
And no,
somebody
because I was like,
running.
I stopped and I was like not moving forward, and then we were like, it's fine. Having learned nothing.
And then this other car just drives over it, and it disappears underneath his car. And then he kind of
So it's
like,
like
we're pulling. It's like a roundabout thing. So we're pulling around, and he looks over, and
at
they
us.
make eye contact.
He makes eye contact with me, and he's looking at me. He's like, "I saw a cone pop out of your car.
And now the
I drove
cone is
forward.
gone."
The cone is under me. What do I do?"
The cone is
all
like,
of
"This
this
is my stop. I
all
have
of
to
this
go."
is being conveyed via eye contact from one very bad feeling person to one very confused person. And I tell him, I get out of my car, I pull over a little bit. I'm like, I go, stop. I like put up my hand. I'm like, stop. I tell Jenny, stay in the car. I leave my
Wow,
car
look at
running.
you
I run
taking
out,
care
and
of
I'm just like,
business.
go. Just like as I'm walking towards him, I'm like, just keep
Get
driving.
out of
Just
here.
keep driving,
Go.
dude. Just
But-
keep driving. Go, and like slowly, and then the cone pops out from behind him. I run, I grab the cone, and I put it in line with a bunch of other cones, and I got out of there.
And he did all of this without speaking, mind you. Because
I did not talk to this person.
He just couldn't speak. He was silent the entire time.
I was mortified.
And I was dying in the car because just imagining the guy we're driving, and then all of a sudden, because he doesn't know, a cone just pops out of the back of the car for no reason.
That guy probably thought I had just run over it. He didn't know it had been stuck under my car for like 10 minutes at that point.
So, yeah.
He would have failed boating school.
He would have failed boating
Yeah, so hard.
Oh, boy. That is so funny. That's like the third time I've heard that story, and it's still funny. Just the idea of it popping out and going immediately under another car.
You need to
And
tell
it was funnier than you can imagine, is the thing. Because, like, I could see what you're but it was funnier than you can imagine. It was... I couldn't breathe for like 10 minutes.
Jenny, you need to tell the story to Tony. Tony would love to hear this. Tony's one of Anthony and I's best friend. Yeah. He lives down the street from us. We're going to have him on as a guest host at some point. But, like, Tony loves when I do stupid things.
Which is frequently.
Like, sometimes I'll space out and kind of, like, forget the words for things, and he'll just be like, Robert, why?
Like, oh, the place where the clothes live.
A closet.
It's a closet.
What did you say the other day that was like...
Okay, so fun story time.
Cookie dough
No,
ice cream.
I'll tell the story. Let me tell. So,
Yay.
another thing. Anthony, Tony, and I, because we were of legal drinking age, went out and got some drinks at a cool bar with like a cool menu that we ate at. And afterwards we were like, oh, there's this really cool ice cream sandwich place down, like, we walked
it's like
there.
a tourist trap in
like a beachy
PB.
part town, but we go there. It was really good.
Yeah.
And so as we're looking at the menu, we're all talking like, what are you going to get? I don't know, I might get this, blah, blah, blah. And I go, oh, well, I'm thinking of getting cookies and cream flavored cookies and cream. Oh, because you can pick which cookies you want as the two sides of your ice cream sandwich. I'm like, oh, I want cookies and cream cookie as the cookie on one side of the sandwich. Anthony looks at me and says,
"Do you mean an Oreo?"
And I was like, no, not an Oreo. And he looks at me again and says,
I don't even remember.
You just said it again. You're like, no, you're talking about an Oreo.
It's an Oreo, dude.
A cookies and cream cookie is an Oreo. And I'm like, oh, no, I misspoke. Because in my head I had said something, but that's what came out. But
I feel like that happens a lot.
Shut up.
Yeah. It's adorable.
So, but I'm like, oh, what I actually meant to say was a cookie dough, because my favorite ice cream is cookie dough. I was like,
cookies. Just
I was like, that's what I said. I said, I realized, I was like, no. In my head, I always thought, oh, I want a cookie dough cookie. So I said to them, no, what I meant to say was,
something
obviously,
even
guys,
stupider.
a cookie dough. This is literally what I said. I was like, no, actually, what I meant to say is a cookie dough cookie, which is actually just a regular cookie. Those were the exact words that left my mouth. I realized how stupid I looked in that moment after already looking stupid.
And
because
be honest,
the worst
you
part,
had one drink maybe at this point, and you weren't even drunk. No,
I had half a beer.
Oh yeah, it was half.
That I didn't even finish.
Yeah,
and I had like a full burger and fries to go along. I was not under the influence of anything.
You were under
to
the
justify
influence of
this.
yourself.
Ugh. But like, the worst part about that story is, I realized I said something dumb, and then I was like, oh no, I'm gonna rectify this, and then realized the thing that was coming out of my mouth was even stupider. Ugh.
Yeah, so the wedding is next year.
Oh boy. She's hoping I get it out of my system.
No,
it ain't happening.
It's funny. My mom can barely say words, so I've kind of learned her language. She'll be like, "Where's the hemanabaha?" And I'm like, "Oh, the pen's over there." So
really,
you've been training your whole life for this.
So I'm fine with this.
We got to get back on topic.
I think we're done.
We're
30 minutes in.
I think I have one more thing.
The course is crazy. I love all the weird trips. I love how Patrick is just like...
It looked like hibernation day.
How does Patrick...
Or hibernation week.
How does Patrick help him?
Because why does he SpongeBob get all this? All of a sudden, he gets this like ability to drive just because
he doesn't drive.
Patrick's saying something in his ear.
And also Patrick doesn't drive. He doesn't have his license.
He has a whole other episode where he gets his license before SpongeBob does.
And he gets his boat and stuff. Like, I don't understand.
Also, I just yeah, it's weird. It's a crazy course. I love all the stuff that Patrick's doing, like, which is like something you would do if you were in your friends, how you're good friends with, and you just want to like screw with their stuff. Like, I wonder what's in this closet, like,
or just if you're on the phone.
Yeah, you're just like pacing around doing stuff.
Picking up books,
reading his
jumping on the
reading his
bed.
diary, putting his pants on, raiding his fridge. That meme, that's a meme where SpongeBob pulls the hat off and he's super sad.
Yeah.
And you see the thing sticking out of his. Let's see, and the last thing is Gary saves the day by retrieving his unicycle that he had thrown in the dumpster.
He's wearing the same shoes he was wearing in the shoe tying episode.
Was he in that scene?
Yes.
I missed that.
Big black boots.
Boom.
No, the shoes he was wearing in that episode were like.
I don't know. It's what's on Wikipedia.
Oh,
Spongepedia. Well,
maybe.
Spongepedia.
Here we go. Well, that's another episode.
Oh.
Another,
It's we're.
Okay, bye.
Oh, okay. Yikes.